林书豪亲口吐露当年林来疯提早结束的最大遗憾。如果能留在尼克，我愿意接受少很多的薪水，因为我的心一直都在这。
I would have played for significantly less if that meant staying with the Knicks, like significantly less, because my heart was always here.
What time did you get to bed last night?
Dude, I didn't sleep last night till like 2:30.
You're in the ESPN machine now, man.
Yeah, no.
It's so funny to have you in studio.
I'm very happy to be here.
Dude, I saw you. I mean, I first met you when you were a senior.
Yeah.
And you were trying to set up your Xbox.
I was nice at Halo 3.
I was gonna say the Halo resume was a lot stronger, it seems, than your draft stock.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there weren't too many weaknesses in my Halo 3 game. In my draft stock, that wasn't too hot.
No. What was it like to be there in person last night? We're talking on Tuesday morning. Last night was game 3. What did it feel like?
It was so I'm there hours before, and I'm there like an hour before they even let fans in. And so as they start to let fans in, they're trickling into their seat, an hour and a half, 2 hours before the game. I'm doing some media on the Sky Bridge, I think it's called. And I'm walking, and the people in the nosebleeds are seeing me, and there's 25% filled because they just opened the doors, and they're going crazy. And I'm like, this is insane. And then they give me the introduction. I didn't know, but apparently it was close to a standing O or a standing O. I'm instructed to look into the camera, wave, and just stare into the camera and smile. So I'm not looking, I can't see the greater arena. And I don't know what's actually happening. I can't see it on the Jumbotron or anything. I can only hear kind of, there's some highlights, and staring into the camera, and I'm just focused like this. It wasn't until after when Scott Van Pelt told me, he was like, yeah, they gave you a standing O. And I was like, really? I did not know that. But obviously just completely blown away.
There was a lot happening last night. The thing that I kept on hearing from fans, from friends, and of course I have a particular vantage point on this, but they kept on saying, we are most excited to see Jeremy Lin back in this building. The whole thing about this Knicks team that I'm forced back into contemplating is you. Because the Garden hasn't sounded like this since you were playing in it.
The exclusive interview with the man at the center of the biggest story in sports. His name is Jeremy Lin. He's the seemingly out-of-nowhere overnight star of the New York Knicks, the man who launched 1,000 bad puns like Linsanity and Lindarella's story.
Lin with the ball in his hands. Fans on their feet. 5, 4, Lin for the win! Got it! Jeffries another rebound. Lin for 3. Bang! The Jeremy Lin show continues here at Madison Square Garden.
I've heard that reference a lot yesterday. I think the last time it was like this was when Insanity was happening. And I was like, really? They've had some playoff runs recently and whatnot, but I haven't been back, so I don't know. But it was genuinely overwhelming, even when we were filming for, the initial show, the pregame show. I'm seeing my shirts, my jersey.
Oh, the city. People are, it's like it's 2012.
I appreciate it. And even at the game yesterday, you see majority is Brunson, but there's a little bit of my stuff sprinkled in there. And so
you see the number 17 and
I'm just like, wow, like New York, they really got my back.
Well, look, the whole thing of what the potential of the Garden is and how this team obviously making a finals run is meeting that possibility.
Mm.
It was proven by you. Just the idea of like, this could be the greatest building in sports. In my lifetime, that's the thing that I felt. And again, I've been covering you for way too long. But that was the premise. And so watching this team for you, I mean, it's got to be weird, kind of just surreal on a bunch of levels.
It's so nice to see what's happening for multiple reasons. One, there's always so much appreciation, but there's always going to be a part of me that was like, I wish everything turned out differently. In terms of the ending with my Knicks, I didn't see that time ending so fast. I was expecting and hoping and praying to be back for more seasons, to give more performances, to be able to help take us further. And so to me, there's always a little bit of like, Knicks fans deserve more. And I wasn't able to do that for them. And I just hope that anybody will be able to give them what they want, which is to win big, and to turn the city upside down. So for me, I'm seeing this, and I remember yesterday I was just like, this is overwhelming, the production of everything, the energy of everything. And then I saw a journalist who has been covering me for almost the same amount of time that you have been covering me. And she says to me, she says, I want you to soak this in, because you are now in the spectator seat. And that's what it was like when you were doing everything. And I was like, that hit me really hard, because I was like, this is overwhelming, seeing just how much is happening for this team and how like ablaze this city is.
What have you been learning as you watch this team, but also think about what watching you must have felt like? Because I was there. I was at the Garden when you dropped 38 on Kobe and the Lakers. I was covering you for Sports Illustrated throughout that whole run. What are you realizing about what that must have been like 14 years ago?
It's the feeling of, I can't wait to like jump out of my seat. And yesterday there's multiple times I cannot see the floor unless I'm standing. And even when it's like you shouldn't be standing, they're still standing, and it's like they just can't wait for anything good or semi-good to happen so they could just jump out their seats and just cheer and go crazy. And that's just like, that's the pent-up like yearning for Knicks' success, which is decades long. And it's highs and lows, but really it's a lot of lows. It's primarily lows through the last 20 years, and the last 53 years when they won it, 27 years since they've been in the finals. But it's just the pain, and if you look at the arc of the organization, it's the gut-wrenching pain that makes this that much more exciting. And don't even get me started on what the Knicks mean to the city, what the Knicks mean to the world, the brand recognition. It is a cultural institution. And so it's literally, it feels like when you're walking around the city, it's almost like I'm scared to even have colors that look like I'm rooting for the Spurs. And I'm like wearing a suit, so I'm like black and white. And people are like, are you rooting for the Spurs? I'm like, I'm wearing a black and white suit, okay? Like, it's just a black and white suit. They're like, you can't root for the Spurs. I'm like, don't worry, I'm not rooting for the Spurs. There's that like level of, you must rock with the Knicks. This is a Knicks city.